All right. Hello, guys. Welcome to the first episode of the Gelpod. This is a new thing Comms is doing this semester. It's never been done before, so we'll see how it goes. And our first guest is Ava, the student leader for this semester. She's really going to set the tone for this entire podcast, so no pressure. We'll see what happens. But do you want to introduce yourself really quickly?
Definitely, yeah. And I want to also just thank the comms team. I think this is such a cool idea, just getting to know, different people in the program, Gel 1s, Gel 2s, learn what everybody does, what they're excited about on campus. So this is an awesome idea. Really excited.
Yeah.
So my name's Ava. I'm a senior in AeroAstro, and currently student leader. So just trying to keep things running here this semester.
Nice. A humble way to put your position. Just keep things running. All right. So starting off, rewind like a year, or I guess a year and a half. You're like a sophomore in the spring. Someone talks to you about Gel, and you decide to apply. Why did you do it?
Right. I mean, honestly, for me, I think it was even maybe freshman year that I was introduced to Gel. I want to say we had one of our seniors in my sorority was super, super involved with Gel. And she made it a whole point to speak with all the underclassmen personally and really, really motivate them. She sent out emails. She made it very clear what the program was about and her sort of excitement, what she learned from it. So I think, I don't know, honestly, as Gel 2s, we can sort of embrace that and sort of sharing with the next groups of Gel 1s coming up. But yeah, I mean, I've been excited about it for a long time. And then, through the UPOP program, they also, I feel like, really work it into the curriculum, chatting with Reza as well. I've been excited about it for a while.
Nice. Yeah. The UPOP to Gel pipeline is strong.
Right.
It's good.
Right.
And then, why'd you decide to stay in it? Dropping Gel is a thing. Not that any of you should do that, but it is a thing. So, what value did you find in the program that made you keep doing it?
Right. I mean, if we think back to, I guess, just about a year ago now, I know that everybody's just had the mystery lab. I was the leader for my team during the mystery lab.
Okay.
I fumbled pretty hard, but I learned so much from it. And I think that experience really showed me a lot about what the program has to offer and the kinds of lessons that you can learn through these simulations that, if it happened in the real world, that would be a huge issue. Yeah. And just something where, I realized this is just a part of my skill set that I really need to build. And I think that recognition just really inspired me to stick with the program and especially invest, I think, in the ELs and learning from Jim each week so that you can better apply it in the labs.
Oh, that's really cool. That's a good for those of you who are feeling down about the ethics lab,
yes.
Former ethics lab leader, now student leader. It could be you.
And you can bond. No.
Okay, that's dope. So now I want to talk a bit about student leader. So walk me through a day in your life as student leader.
Right. I mean, a lot of it is sort of working at the end of the summer, just getting everything set up. So a lot of that was figuring out, who would sort of lead our different teams in the comms areas and DIO, who some of our section leadership would be. So figuring out, how to use all the strengths of the Gel 2s and organize that group is a lot of it. And then I think also a lot is motivating our Gel 1s, making sure that everybody is feeling included, involved in the program, and really focusing on the bonds between the Gel 2s and the Gel 1s, whether that's, the comms DIO teams within the sections, whether it's team coaches, and they're each of their Gel 1s, but it's really trying to build out the culture of the program and sort of develop a vision of a really strong community. Because I think that's one of the biggest things for people staying with the program, sticking with it, even though, yes, academics get super hard, especially as we move into the colder season, later in the fall semester, right? But I think if it's somewhere where people are excited to be, then we'll have a lot better luck with people sort of enjoying it and learning from the program.
That's cool. Yeah, and you just talked about it a little bit, but is one of your big goals as student leader to really foster that community? And
I think that's my biggest thing in terms of developing the vision is just that community aspect of it. And I think the comms and DIO teams especially have done just a spectacular job so far this semester. We've had a lot of great events, and sort of bonding activities for everybody, which and I'm excited for more for the rest of the semester. But that's definitely the biggest goal. Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely true. I was about to shout out an event, but by the time this comes out, it'll have happened. But there'll be more.
Yeah.
Keep on the lookout. No, that's cool. Yeah, what's the most challenging and the most rewarding part of being student leader?
I mean, challenging is probably just it's new kind of managerial situations that I haven't seen before. And this is a pretty large organization. We have 160, 170 students now.
Oh, nice.
So just understanding how to effectively manage that sort of size of an organization, because most of the teams that I've worked on previously have been a little bit smaller. It's easier. You can check in individually with everybody in the program, right? Whereas now it's sort of you're working directly with the team coaches, with the section leaders, and then they have those really strong relationships with their Gel 1s. So it's just, I guess, learning how to understand that larger organizational structure.
That's cool. How do you feel like your lessons in Gel 1? I know you mentioned EL with Jim. Like, how do you feel like that prepared you to make that transition?
I mean, I think a lot about the sort of importance of developing a vision for the organization, and then sort of inspiring and working with some of the the Gel 2s within the program, getting the Gel 2s excited so that they can share that excitement with the Gel 1s. And I think they've done a phenomenal job of this. I know we have such a strong cohort of Gel 2s. So it's like that. I mean, a lot of that is internal because they're just awesome. And I feel really lucky to get to work with everybody. But yeah, I think having a clear idea of sort of the direction where you want to take the program, and then using that to help other people sort of brainstorm and set their ideas for what they want to see in the program, put those into motion.
That's cool. Has there been a moment where something happened or something paid off and you're just it's worth it?
I mean, we had I'm not sure if this is on the books or not. There was a couple of the Gel 2s put together a paint and pour event, which was just awesome to see people engaging with the community outside of anything required. This wasn't something even set up formally by the comms team. Even it was just people excited about Gel, wanting to hang out together. And yeah, I mean, I thought that was awesome.
It was dope. The picture was good.
Yeah.
I remember seeing it. Okay. So now we'll talk a little bit about your experience outside Gel, but relating it back to how Gel's built into it. But to start us off, what are some of the things you do outside of Gel on campus?
Right. I'm involved with the Women in Aerospace organization. So I spent a lot of time around that with some fellow Gels, actually. Gel 2 Amber and Gel 1 Nora. They are both awesome. And I think as a sort of exec group in Women in Aerospace, I really lean heavily on them. They're such awesome team players. Then I'm also on the varsity field hockey team. Nice. So that honestly absorbs probably the most time of any of the organizations, just because we're practicing and playing and driving to the middle of Massachusetts all the time. Trying to think. Oh, and then I've done several different UROPs sort of throughout the time at MIT, currently working on one in the electric aircraft initiative, which has been really neat, just sort of working on the power electronics system there. Something previously I've done a lot more on the mechanical side, so it's neat to get sort of that multifaceted experience.
Nice. In that Women in Aerospace role, how do you feel like Gel has I know when I was doing Gel 1, for example, I was in Solar Car. There were a lot of moments where we'd learn something in EL, I'd be that just happened. And it was the learnings in Gel feel they directly translate over. So in Women in Aerospace or field hockey or whatever it is, what's been one of those moments for you?
I mean, well, field hockey's a kind of a big one, because a lot of the things you learn about making decisions quickly and sort of committing to them, I mean, that's kind of a lot of playing sports, right? It's being able to make a decision and then act upon it and move with confidence, right? Because hesitation, things like that, I mean, obviously in sort of the more academic or working world, there's more time for reflection. But I think those skills carry over. And also, I think it flows the other way as well. Lessons you learn through athletics, you can bring into things like Gel. I mean, for Women in Aerospace, I think sort of to what I was talking about before in terms of like developing a vision for an organization, that's pretty big. A lot of the work we do is outreach, working with like local Boston high school students, elementary school students, everywhere in between. But just, I mean, it's super exciting to get to understand what their goals are. Maybe they're interested in STEM in college, maybe they're interested in something totally different, but like working with them, understanding, how we can maybe support and help get them to the next level. As I would also say, this is a plug for Little Beavers. That's one of my favorite things that I do on campus. And that is one where you're just working one-on-one with a kid. And it's sort of that direct, like, goal setting sort of mindset that we have in GEL. Like, you help them structure their goals for the season, right? Though it's basically the organization is focused on being a running club for kids in the Boston area with autism and their siblings. So we do a lot of goal setting, a lot of games, sort of simulated activities, similar to GEL, honestly. But that's been one of the most rewarding programs.
Nice. Okay, that's cool to hear. And more on your experiences. You're at SpaceX this last summer, right?
Yes.
Nice. How do you feel like GEL prepared you for the proper workplace? You might have done an internship before, but yeah.
Well, I've spent 2 summers at SpaceX, one before my GEL 1 year, between sophomore and junior year, and then one between my junior and senior year. And so that difference of like having the GEL experience, I think was a total game changer. Because going in, I guess after my sophomore year, I hadn't seen a lot of the stuff that you learn about. So like doing a root cause analysis in engineering, which like you learn about, especially I think spring semester, just how to break down a problem to its core base components and like assess what probably happened, like for some failure. And that was something I needed to do for the job, and it was kind of like learning on the fly. Like there were some resources, but it was figuring out how to do it there. But then actually learned how to go about this in GEL. And then when I went back to it the second summer, it was like night and day, just in terms of having greater, fluency with some of these kind of engineering management and team skills for understanding problems.
Yeah. I can definitely relate to that. In my internship last summer, like I did so much more communications than I thought I would, like visual communications to people. And the entire time I was just thinking like, I'm so glad we do so many presentations in GEL. Right. Okay. So now looking a bit ahead to your plans, like after graduation, how do you feel like GEL has played into that? Because a big part of the program is kind of thinking about development and longevity beyond just the program, right? So how has GEL kind of played into your thinking about post-grad plans?
I mean, honestly, I've been super lucky the past couple summers at SpaceX. Just a ton of technical learning took place, which was awesome. I think in thinking about the future, sort of, I've been motivated by GEL a lot to try to take on a lot of scope, whether that's kind of more like of a startup environment, something kind of nimble a little bit. Being able to work in a very collaborative team, I think is something I really value a lot. And so, I think for post-graduation, definitely trying to do something where I can learn a lot just from a systems engineering perspective, as well as working with lots of people and eventually being in a position where maybe can pursue like leadership opportunities within the organization. And I think I really learned the value of those kinds of elements through GEL.
Yeah, for sure. I want to double emphasize that teamwork thing. I remember like both semesters of GEL I came in, I was like, okay, new teammates, we'll see how this goes. And then by the last lab, I'm like, dang, I'm going to miss these people. Like, it was like, it's kind of tough. But yeah, I definitely think that teamwork aspect is like one of my favorite aspects of GEL.
Awesome.
Cool. That's it for the questions.
All right.
Thank you for taking the time to talk.
Yeah, thank you so much. It's been awesome.
Is there anything else you want to shout out?
I mean, keep up the great work, everyone. I think we're having a great semester so far. Keep showing up to labs. No, it's great.
Show up to labs.
Yes, always show up to labs.
Important. Okay. Yeah. Well, thank you.
Awesome. Thank you.